Okay, so this afternoon, I'm going to touch on a few things. Number one, is it a good time to buy? So that decision you have to make yourself. I'm going to give you some information to tell you where the market is heading, okay? And our little crystal ball going forward into this year, what you can expect to see, okay? More interestingly, this project is located in part of the bigger picture called the Northeast region. That's why the emphasis of the talk is today on the Northeast region. There is tremendous growth potential. Okay, now investing in Singapore today, you cannot take a short-term perspective. That means you cannot buy anything today, expect to sell tomorrow and make a lot of money. It doesn't happen anymore. Okay, so you have to look at it in perspective over the next 10 years, 15 years. What do I stand to gain? So property is a longer-term play. So if you are looking at shorter-term speculative kind of investments, is not property. Okay, cannot be property in today's market. Okay, and of course, we are going to look at Hougang, the hotspot within this Northeast region. So HDB market, the property price has been trending downwards over the last 2 years. But what's interesting to note is that the price decrease has stopped. Okay, the price decrease has stopped in the last quarter. Okay, so in the final quarter of 2014, actually the market, these are URA HDB statistics. So they actually show that the property price has curved up by 0.1%. Okay, so after 2 years of price decline, any upside is a sigh of relief for those of us who are homeowners. Okay, so is this going to carry on? Are we expecting the price to rebound? Okay, so of course, if you are a homeowner, you will of course hope that the price will go back up. Okay, but you see, you got to balance. All right, the government has been so-called balancing the market with supply. So this year, you're continuing to see HDB launch new flats. All right, of course, by and large, they are focusing more this time. As you read in the newspaper a couple of days ago, they are focusing more on the mature estate. So they're not going to flood the newer areas with flats anymore. Okay, so this will help to stabilize price. So will this momentum continue? Of course, we hope it will, but definitely I do not think there will be a quick rebound. Okay, because there are several factors affecting. Okay, month to month, January price went down a little bit, but it's no concern because these are month-to-month fluctuation. But if you take an overall perspective, you look at HDB figures, it has gone up. Okay. What's interesting to note is that these market statistics, while we track transaction over valuation. Okay, so plus minus is 1,000. That means on the average, every month, if you average out the transaction, majority of transactions are trading either at plus 1,000 or minus 1,000 below valuation. So this, statistically speaking, is negligible. That means majority of transaction is actually done around valuation. All right, which is important. Okay, valuation for those of you who want to know the definition. After you sell the flat, the buyer goes to get the valuation. The valuation is like a snapshot of the open market value of your property at that point in time. Okay, based on a willing seller, willing buyer scenario. So how the valuer arrives at the valuation is that they will analyze the comparables that have been transacted recently and make some adjustments to give a report called the valuation report. So that valuation report is like an indication this is the market value. So what is happening in the resale HDB market is that everything is transacting around the valuation. Okay? So in the last couple of days, last week, or you may have read in the newspaper, you have places like Pinnacle at Duxton selling at 1.0. Okay, highest price sold in Pinnacle at Duxton is 1.088 million. Okay, the second highest is 1.068888 million. These are 5-room flats. Okay, incidentally, these 2 units were sold by my company. Okay, so it looks good on the resume. Okay, but that besides that, the point is that it's isolated incident. Okay, does not tell you that majority of HDB flat in Singapore can transact at such high price. that place can transact at that price because it has just turned 5 years, and there are a lot of people who are looking, okay, to get a unit there because previously they missed the boat. Okay, so this is the first run, and usually you will see some selling at headline prices, but it's no indication. Okay, so I did a tally last year. The total number of resale HDB flat that traded at 900,000 and above over the last year, only 114 units. Okay, overall market transaction 19,000. Okay, that tells you that the number of transactions that are actually 900,000 and above is 0.6% of entire. It's not representative of the whole market. Okay, so here and there, the newspaper need to sell newspaper, they will write, sensationalize the story. Okay, but by and large, majority is trading at valuation. So stabilizing prices likely to continue this year. Okay, so year on year, there's very little change. All right, that means the market has started to stabilize. Okay, and the rate of decline has actually slowed down. So if you're a private property owner, the rate of decline has actually slowed down. Okay, which is again good news. All right, so monthly prices are now quite stable. You see, why you will see if this is plot over time. So there are sectors where you see big plunge and big increase. So those are abnormality. Those is the market is behaving abnormally. Okay, so why can it plunge like this is a crisis. Okay, crisis. During those days is 2008, Lehman Brothers days. Okay, of course the upswing is due to key drivers, uninhibited, no control over the drivers that are driving the market, like cheap loans, easy money and all that, so the price line can go up. But now with all the moderations in the market, you find that the price line has started to stabilize. Okay, so this to us as property investor, property buyer, is telling you that this period is a stable price period. Okay, it's a stable price period. Will it plunge? What can cause price to plunge is a crisis. For example, a war breaks out. For example, there's a financial crisis that we cannot see happen to us. Okay, one thing all of us have to be aware of is we are a small country. So as a small country, we are a price taker. We are a price taker. Whatever external shock will affect Singapore a lot more today, okay, than in the past, because we are very, very open. Okay, but so it's a reinforcement of what I was trying to tell you, that the price drop is actually the smallest in the last drop in more than 2 years. So the price has started to so-called slow down. Okay, slow down. So will the price go down some more? Okay, it may happen. Okay, but again, the good thing is that it has slowed down. Okay, it has slowed down. So it's a sign that things are stabilizing. Okay, so property price market, for our outlook for this year is expected to be status quo. That means we see it as stable. Okay, stable already. The things that can cause the market to jolt, to go up or down, is neutralized already. So it's quite stable environment. However, okay, there are things that can cause the price to move. Okay, so like, a lot of people have been trying to push the government, 搞了啦, 2 years, lift the cooling measure. Okay, so they are quite resilient, reluctant to do it, okay, for the very simple reason, the concern is about price. Okay, our government knows that a lot of people have money and waiting for them to change the measure. Okay, so they are thinking what to do, okay, calibrating. So we don't know exactly when. Okay, of course, in the news yesterday and the day before, some market watcher and market mover has attempted to speculate that certain time, but all this remains speculation, because you cannot tell our government what to do. Okay, interest rates can affect the market. So later I'll show you the impact of a 1% increase in interest rate. What is the impact on your loan? Okay, so that you have to factor in, okay, when you buy a property. And of course, any external shocks that we can unforeseen. The other thing that impacts us more importantly as property owners are employment centers. This is what Singapore will look like in 2030. Okay, the blue circles are commercial centers. The blue circles are commercial centers, commercial hubs. The orange circles, they are industrial areas, industrial hubs. Okay, so where we are is in the northeast. Okay, so you will see our nearest, we are in the Serangoon area, where there's a blue circle, and there's also the entire northern region which is made out of industries that will be developed, okay, in the next 10, 15 years. Okay, if you remember from PM Lee's National Day rally, okay, last year he showed you the visions of what's going to happen in the northeast coast, okay, which is the next phase of development. So this will have implications flowing into the regions that are nearest, okay, to the northeast coast, all right, which is areas like here, okay. The other thing is the park connector network. We are just beside one park connector. All right, so you know they are pushing towards car light eventually. So every one of us will own a bicycle. Standard issue. Can you imagine there are 5.8 million bicycles in Singapore? I cannot imagine. Okay, but more and more people will own bicycle. All right, and so one of the very fun way to get around will be the cycle. Okay, yeah. So recently I changed one of my old car when it was scrapped. I bought a SUV. Why? I want to put bicycle. All right, because you buy sedan car cannot put bicycle. Put on top, crash under the barrier. So I put it in the SUV. Right. Okay. Why do we want to invest in the Northeast region? I just run through this. A lot of things are being put together. As you drive around, you will see work in progress. So they are actually re-livening the heartlands. Okay, we are part of Serangoon area. This is a very, some of us grew up here. Okay, some of us grew up here, so it's actually quite old already. So the heartlands is being rejuvenated. Okay, there will be more community spaces, facilities coming out. So you have your community hospitals, the Sengkang General Hospital, all this will be falling into place by 2018. Okay, in fact, it was reported in a newspaper by 2018, the Sengkang Hospital will be ready. Okay, and then we have creating employment in the Northeast region. Okay, this will have implications on demand for housing in this part of the world. Okay, all these are falling into place. And then we also have the aerospace, which is a drive to Seletar, okay, via the expressway. Okay, transport connectivity is being improved. There will be more buses, MRT routes. There's the Cross Island Line, okay. This will fall into place by 2013. So places like these would benefit because it's cutting right through Hougang.